Imagine May still be out having a fag.
You're live.
I'm live! It's true.
You get worse.
I don't. Gemma's getting upset because she's like, 10 seconds to go, where are you, Natasha, where are you? Getting my water bottle, you've got to stay hydrated. It's 40 degrees out there, you know, Gem.
I'm literally screaming. Like, where are you?
Hey, look, as presenters go, like I was just saying, Jackie Joseph would still be painting her nails.
I know, but I'm not camera ready today. I was not about to jump in front of the camera and say good morning to everyone.
Others would still be having a fag. It's true. This is the bit you don't see.
Any other day, it'd be fine, because I'd have just pressed the button and gone, morning everyone. But no, not today.
Here? I'm here.
By the skin of your teeth.
There we go.
Give me
Good morning.
kittens, everyone.
Gemma's not very happy with me this morning.
Oh, she's a menace. Absolute menace. I need a few days off, I tell you.
Ah, she's abandoning me.
I am.
She is abandoning me. Oh, look, I found myself early on. Who have we got this morning? I don't know if Lo's watching this morning, but my goodness, did she make us laugh?
Yeah, it was
How
brilliant.
much did her post make us laugh? Right, good morning, Jane. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning. 4 other people. Barbara, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, turn off captions. Don't need to see those. Right. Do you know what? I completely forgot to... Oh, morning, Rona. Morning, Wendy. To put a picture of this up. Like a nice one. Rather than us attempting to stuff it.
Oh.
Which was quite funny.
It was.
I'm not
but the
gonna lie.
actual nice picture was really nice.
The nice picture is really nice, yes. So, Gemma says to me, oh, what we need is a really nice poof.
Yeah. With hexagons.
But then she says, and I think we should use that Anna-Maria Horner fabric because it's got lovely big prints on it and we can fussy cut. I love the we in this, right?
Yeah,
and,
the royal we. Yeah.
Which is fine. And I go, that's great. We can use the Creative Grids Hexi Trim Tool. It wasn't quite big enough.
Nope.
So that was how the plan started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm blaming Gemma and Anna-Maria Horner for this morning because had that flower been smaller, I could have used my Creative Grids Hexi Trim Tool.
Yeah. But it wasn't. So we had to design an entire pattern with templates and everything.
So 5 or 6 different attempts at various templates later in the soaring heat last night when all I want to do is just go and lie in a bowl of ice.
It wasn't last night. We finished this yesterday afternoon. It was fine. The instructions are done. The whole shebang.
Whole shebang.
It's all good.
And then Gemma disappears off with it, so I couldn't even use it.
I
She's
did.
like, I'm going to photograph that in my beautiful new garden. I went, okay, fine. Now,
Nice photo, though.
do you know what? One of the reasons that I was almost late, / bang on time, for the show was because I was trying to pick fabrics.
Right. More fabrics.
It was really
More?
hard to
Okay.
choose.
Okay.
Because I've done it in this colourway now. I'm going to do it in a different colourway now. But then Gemma said, why don't you do it in the linens? Because they would be really gorgeous.
Yeah.
And very swishing up market.
Elegant.
Elegant.
Timeless.
All of that.
Classic. All of that.
Like the bag.
Yeah.
Also made out of that. I then thought I really want to do it in the Philip Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got that now. And that would be, hang on, I'm going to show you these again.
Yes.
Because we're allowed to. It's as simple as that.
Yes.
So before we got them a little bit too soon.
But no one told us.
No,
They told us.
that memo did not come to us.
No.
That came to us in quite an angry email. But, so this is it. So just bear in mind you need a big pattern to fussy cut. Well, you don't need to, but it would be, wouldn't that be gorgeous? Maybe I should use that on top anyway. Oh, Gemma, it's really difficult to know.
Oh.
It's really difficult
hear
to
the-
know.
Torment in her voice, everybody.
I know, because then, because you've got 6 sides, so you could do 3. You could put a plain in between, and you could have your butterflies and your snails. But then what would you do on the top? Would you do a bit of this on the top? Would be rather gorgeous, wouldn't it? especially if you're doing it for the garden room or a garden or patio or wherever.
Really difficult, isn't it?
Really hard to know. Really hard to know. And I'm just looking now for what I have chosen, going, oh, actually, maybe that would be really rather nice on the top. So, and then, of course, you have this option here, which would be ridiculously gorgeous. Could you imagine that?
Fabulous.
As your hexy bit on top.
I mean, look at that one. I love this one. It's fabulous.
It is. We don't have very much left of it.
No, we don't.
It is beautiful, though. And then that's you fussy cutter's dream, that one. You can fussy cut that all day long. But then you could the butterflies as well. But then what about the parrots? So you could have the parrots going down the side. You could have the butterflies going down. You could have the fish going down the sides. Or would you put one, then a plain, and then a colour, then a plain, then I don't know. Decisions. Oh, you could just do like parrot then black, parrot then black, parrot then black.
Same. It would look amazing.
That would look amazing.
Really, really impactful.
So at that point,
and then the flowers on the top.
Yeah, I kind of. But if you've got like Freddie wants. Oh, hang on a minute. Freddie wants a sea bedroom, doesn't he?
He does.
So maybe I should do him one of these.
Yeah.
And do like a blue and red.
Tormenting yourself now.
Oh man, this is really hard. So I went with something completely different. These are all available by the half metre, by the way, so you can. Now, this takes, you can either do, each of the side panels is a long quarter.
Yes.
I've been really careful to do that. If it's not a directional fabric. If it is a directional fabric, take it from a half metre so that you get the correct direction. So then you can get your 2 out of 1/2 metre. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, I had to change the pattern and everything. That was another pattern change, wasn't it? I was like, hang on a minute. Hang on. Eek. Eek. Yeah. And then, then I thought about doing it in the new O'Deal that we had yesterday.
Yeah, that would have been
And then I
beautiful
thought about doing it in these, but actually we've sold out of a couple of those, so I didn't. And
yep,
then
that was the Paisley Fabrics by Crystal Manning. Paisley
and then
Rose.
I thought, hang on, we've got some Anna Maria Horner half metre heavens.
Yeah.
So you could always, you see, Social Climber.
Yeah.
How utterly gorgeous.
Really gorgeous.
Alternating that with that around the side.
Yeah.
Fussy cut.
Amazing.
And then you could do the top in that. I'm quite tempted to do that now. Oh, Gemma, decisions. Do you know what? This is a really quick make. The longest bit of it, apart from making the blinking pattern, if I'm honest, I like to be honest, Gem. The longest bit of it was actually hand stitching it and stuffing it.
Yeah.
That would be rather lush as well, wouldn't it?
Another Social Climber, isn't it?
Another Social Climber, yeah.
It's a good one.
So you could do Social Climber and then you could do the echinacea on the top.
Beautiful.
Ooh! Ooh, yeah. Oh, but then we've got a couple of these left. Originally we cut 12, but look at that. You could do...
that one's called Bossy Mini.
You love this one, don't you?
I
Just
do.
because of the name. Didn't
Vicky and I
resonate
went
with
to
you
the
at
garden
all, did it?
No, Vicky and I went to the garden centre and she insisted on throwing a plant in the basket for my garden that was called Short But Sassy. Because she said it was basically me in plant form. I can't help thinking Bossy Mini.
Bossy
Might be a
Mini
little bit as
also.
well.
Also there. Possibly. Natasha!
Oh.
Do this. That was this morning. 10 seconds to go. Where are you? Here, Gemma. I'm here.
I have to be Bossy Mini.
You do have to be Bossy Mini. Do you want to see what I've chosen? Oh, morning, Elizabeth Crangle. Where were you yesterday? We missed you. Right, so this might have crept in as an impromptu thing, Jem, because I know how much you really love that.
Stunning.
Well, yeah. So I was going to do the shadow flower for the top.
That would look gorgeous too.
I might just do it on the bottom and do that on the top.
Okay.
And just see what's going to look, what's what. Because then I suddenly thought, look, that does actually go. That will go. And then down round the sides, I'm going to have some regal flowers. And I'm going to have some of my climbing geraniums. All around there. And a nice bit of Kaif on one end. And a nice bit of Philip Jacobs on the top.
We've got a question on that there YouTube.
Oh, that there YouTube.
Yes.
Good morning, that
Trevor
there YouTube.
says,
Hello, Trevor.
will you be at Festival of Quilts, please? It would be great to see these fabrics in real life. That's why I asked if you're going to the NEC.
I will be there, but without fabrics.
Yes. We will be circulating and mixing.
Like all good aircon.
Yes. Mixing and shopping and chatting.
It's one of those things that post-COVID, people have had really mixed reactions to it as to whether or not financially it's worth doing.
It's not a small undertaking.
It's not a small undertaking. I mean, you're talking thousands just for your stand.
And we are a very small business.
We are very small. So we're just going to watch with interest. This is why I went to get Gemma. Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, well, I drank mine.
Gathered that, didn't you? Yeah. Do you want some of mine? Because I've got some now. All the joys.
I'm
right.
just hoping, the office mama hears me.
Oh.
Comes and takes my childish beaker off me and fills it up with squash.
I don't like to have glass in the warehouse. Do not like to have glass.
We love a plastic beaker.
You are going to have fresh new ones, not ones that have been cut and stuck back together 18 million times by me. Honestly, have you seen how full the bin is of all of my off-cut pattern?
It's not funny, is it? Lovely Lisa Chandler's with us this morning.
Morning, that there, Lisa. Oh, doesn't that look nice in Lisa Chandler in the stripe?
Amazing. She says, how hot is it, lovelies? Over 40.
Yes.
We start losing it at about 37.
Yes.
She also
All
says,
of that.
now, this is quite a good point because
Go on then.
it fits in with a conversation we've had with our Vicky. She says, don't forget to pop your hand towels and tea towels in the freezer. Spray them with water first.
Right.
And then when they're super cool, pop them around the back of your necks. What's Vicky been doing?
I don't know.
She's a clever bee. She's been making infinity scarves, the 3 fat quarter infinity scarves, as in our pattern.
I wondered why she was wearing a scarf in that photo. I was like, does she know it's really
she's
hot?
been making a 3 fat quarters infinity scarf, soaking it in water, popping it in the freezer, not long enough so that it's frozen, but just cold.
Yeah.
And then her and Alex, her son, have been popping them around their necks, and it keeps you super cool.
That's a really good idea.
I know.
We've got loads of infinity scarves here.
Yep.
Do you know what else? I washed all the dogs' bedding this morning and just laid it out on the floor so it was wet for them. Because then that's cooling, isn't it? They just looked at me like
cool bandanas.
Well, yeah. So I tried one of those cool mats, but Maud just sucked out all the gel and ate it. I don't think that's really very good for them.
Susie just sort of kept looking at it funny and poking it with her paw. And then eventually, and this was a few years ago, after looking at it suspiciously for a day or two, she decided that it was a little puppy pad.
Nice.
So she was doing a tinkle on it.
Lovely.
And I was like, no, Suze, that's not what it's for. But she looked so pleased with herself. Like,
she'd worked something out.
I used that little indoor mat you bought me, that little indoor lav. No, that's not what it's for, Suze. No. God love her. No, dog, no. That's not what I meant at all.
Now, you are going to have scraps left over.
Beautiful.
Okay. Jane said, what about if you get your little English paper piece hexies and then your elongated hexies and you could make a matching tiddly tiny pincushion.
Oh,
wouldn't that be sweet? Because this is basically all it is. And don't think I did not search the internet for pre-done hexie templates. They do not exist.
No.
And well, they do if you're doing tiddly tiny stuff, English paper piecing. But when you decide to size it up, go big or go home.
I think I'd use my offcuts to make cushions to go on my garden chairs when these are thrown on the floor.
So Gemma's just had her garden done and she's got white porcelain tiles.
Do you think we've mentioned it?
Well, I know, but I think everyone needs to know. And so I just think this looks beautiful on that.
Oh dear. No, it's... I think it does need a few mentions here and there. It's been a long time coming.
Shall I still use this one? Or now I've cut this, shall I just use this?
Gorgeous both ways, isn't it? It's really tricky. Tell you what you do need to do though.
What do I need to do?
According here, we have a request.
What's that?
Is to have a really good look at the new Anna Maria Horner fabrics.
Oh yeah, we'll have a look at that.
Them.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, because yeah, can we see them please? It's hard to see them, is what we're being told.
This one or this one? Oh, do you know what, I'll save time, I'll just do 2 out. Although I do rather love that one too. Oh, I don't know. I might do a smaller one out of that one.
Both good.
Like a little Emily size one. That'd be rather good. Right. Anna Maria Horner. Yes. Yes, yes, let's do that, shall we?
Oh, Wendy Asher says, my Austin poodle has a red spotty necker that we keep wetting and popping round his neck and he loves it. That's like my girls. They have cool bandanas.
Right, this is the Anna Maria Horner fabrics.
I adore these. So these are what you get in your kit, and your kit is literally...
It's a half metre of
half
each, basically. It's a half metre of each of these fabrics because they're all gorgeous. And I ordered them thinking they sort of went together, but I had no idea how or to do what with. And I'm really pleased. I knew that we were going to have to do something big scale, because she always says like climbery ones. And I always say, oh, you can use that for your sashing. But actually, we've done lots of bag making. So I wanted to do something really different. So this is your Adelaide. And we've got it in 2 colourways.
She's a beaut, isn't she?
Really is. And then this is the one that I used for one of the tops. Now you see, Inga's decided it's too hot for her today. She's decided to stay home. Don't blame her. This is Perth, which means that there will be some of this left for you, because she generally gets in here, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Gorgeous. So that's on one of my toppers. And oh, Gem, do you know what I've done? I forgot to actually, I fussy cut this while it was actually on.
We've still got more to do. It's fine.
La 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 la. There we go. So there's that.
So yeah, you can fussy cut your top panel, as you saw.
Yes.
Go on, show everyone. You fussy cut your panel out. So you will have, out of your half metre, lots left to just fussy cut your top panel, won't you?
Yep.
That's it. You'll have loads left.
Mm-hmm.
So you could definitely chop that into little pieces and patchwork with it.
Do all sorts of things, and we will, you know,
patchwork with.
actually cut that.
You don't need a full flower to patchwork with that. It will just be great chopped into squares and
All sorts of
beautiful.
things. So that is, oh, I've made a right old mess there. What a surprise. That is the new Anna Maria Horner. You can get a half metre of each. Now remember, because we are us, if you buy a multiple of that, then we will cut it as a metre length. So say you order 2 units, we'll cut it as a metre length. Not everywhere does that, Gemma, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it is always worth mentioning that that is a thing we do. And the pattern is never going to be a download, I'm afraid, because of the templates. Am I going to have to keep swizzling this round so you can see the other side? Oh, yeah. Loves it, I do. Loves it. And this is a bit of Gemma's new garden. Lovely.
I mean, strictly speaking, that's the steps I fell down on the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Are they going to be dangerous when they're porcelain?
No.
They're not
When
going
they'll
to
be
be
finished, they'll be
slippery?
fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Patio's
Sure.
Patio's not slippery.
Okay. Well, it hasn't rained yet. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Righty-ho. Let's do some cutting. You have got
We're looking at the Anna Maria. Oh, we've looked at the Anna Maria. Yeah.
We've done all the Anna Maria Hornet.
That's
You've
fine.
got 2 templates.
I didn't mean that. I meant the ideal, but we looked at those yesterday, didn't we?
We did look at the ideals yesterday.
That's fine then. Just check
so
in.
I am just going to crack on and
on.
do a show. It's tricky to know how to cut this, Gem.
No.
It's sort of the same, both sides, sort of. You can spend hours fussy cutting, but whatever you do on this, you're going to get a beautiful effect. So, do you know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to fold it in half and just go for it.
Okay. Do it.
Do it.
We have had a few people say they've had difficulty finding us this morning.
Oh, why is that?
So, sorry about that. Those of you that did find us,
been?
bravo. If you're over on YouTube, nice to have you with us. SJ and I will have a little peep into why it might be that you didn't find us so easily this morning.
No.
Peculiar. Some saying they could only get us on iPhone and not on iPad, which again doesn't
Why
make
would that
much
do
sense.
that? It makes no sense.
It can only make sense to me that might be a little glitch with Facebook. Perhaps the app's having a little bit of a funny.
A little bit of a fun and games. So, you can fussy cut this any which way you like. Shall I be slightly more... but basically, you're going to do it on a fold. I've even written on the pattern piece, cut on fold.
Good-o.
And I'm going to mix and match a bit of Philip Jacobs with a bit of K Facet Collective.
Why not?
And it's going to be a beautiful surprise as to what I end up with at the end of it.
Oh, Ali says over on YouTube, please stop. I'd promise not to buy any more fabric, but the butterflies.
The butterflies.
And she said it will have to be no by August. Philip Jacobs butterflies bought.
Yay!
Oh dear.
These things happen.
Good morning, Joe. Joe's just found us on YouTube, but not on Facebook. Well, naughty Facebook this morning then. I'm hoping young SJ will be tapping away and will have worked out what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on, young SJ?
Come on, Facebook. Maybe it doesn't like the heat either. Do you know what? We are a whingy lot, aren't we? It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too cold. You love the heat though, don't you? You are basking
absolutely
in it.
love it. Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
Now, you see, out of my ½ metre, I still have, because I've taken the top out, I still have that out of it.
Amazing.
Which would also be rather... Oh, man!
Julia says, morning all.
Morning!
There you are. You were hiding.
Oh, no, we are
Definitely
here.
feel like we're hiding. Oh,
Defo
what's that
here.
noise?
What's
It's
that?
Brenda. She's just sent us some lovely stars.
Ah, thanks,
Did you hear that
Brenda.
bizarre bring noise? I'll turn the sound off, eh?
Look at that.
Made me jump.
So that's my fussy cutting. Well, that was sort of no fussy cutting, wasn't it? Now, I'm looking at this going, maybe I want a butterfly after all. Could it be wrong to fussy cut more? Don't know. Can I fit another one out of there? I don't need another one, to be fair.
No,
But I might just...
got it on the right way around for the fold.
Thanks, Gemma.
It's all right. Got you back.
But do I then have enough? Oh, I'm really snuffly today.
Oh, Wendy found us no problem on both Facebook and YouTube.
Gem, would you look at that? Would you look at
By the
that?
skin of its teeth?
I mean, it's a bit like me getting on the show on time.
I know.
Pretty much. And then I can just choose, can't I? I might even do another one later.
Lovely.
As planned. Now, I'm going to be really honest. We stuffed ours with polystyrene balls. You might have seen. My advice to you is always do it in the bath. The balls, that is. Oh, this isn't sounding any better, is it? Yeah, always fill your balls in the bath. Oh no. Isn't sounding amazing, is it? Gemma's just giggling at me. The reason being Someone's going to have a nice scrap, aren't they? The reason being that it goes everywhere. In fact, we still haven't hoovered up from around the...
No, I did hoover in here.
Yeah.
Because it did look like
now.
Frosty the Snowman Central, didn't it?
Frosty the Snowman. I'm going to pick this one and this one, I think. Look at that. Do you know what, though? It would have been really nice to have had these up round the sides and then the butterflies top and bottom.
All the
See, this
ideas,
is it, isn't
the
it? And then, you know, you could have done that and then maybe that alternated. Oh, look, it just is one of those things, okay? The other thing that you're going to need to do is get some medium weight interfacing. I just remembered myself. Well done me. It's only my pattern. But it was only created last night. Wasn't it, Jem?
Yeah, well, afternoon. Yesterday afternoon. I mean, it always feels like night to you because you start at like silly o'clock in the morning. When you start at 4 a.m, you know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon feels like the evening, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah, so that's what she means. I keep thinking, I wasn't here last night. I actually left at a really reasonable hour and went home.
Jim and I often work sort of opposite ends of the day. Although you did a me this morning, didn't you? And decided to get up
and
early.
yesterday morning I was up silly early both days.
Yeah.
It's the heat, I think. Which is fine.
I'm just doing a thing to try and save me time.
Oh.
I'm not sure by the time that I've actually finished doing it whether or not it does.
Oh, let's see.
Or whether or not I can even fit it all on. Yes, I can! Cut on the fold, cut on the fold. There we go.
I tell you who's hotter than all of us.
Who?
Jenny Totterdell. Do you know why?
Where's Jenny?
She says it's way too hot when your heating gets stuck on, so every time the water comes on, the upstairs radiators are hot as...
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You don't want your heating stuck on in this weather, do you?
Oh, gosh, now it's
Can you imagine?
costing you as well.
Yeah, how much is it costing? True.
Jenny. That's not ideal. Mind you, saying that, I went home yesterday to find the children in the coolest room in the house, bearing in mind that our house is, you know, old and stone and freezing most of the time. So the sitting room was lovely and cool anyway. I found Freddie under a duvet because they'd had the fan on so much. It was freezing. And I'm like, no, this is wrong on so many counts.
A duvet with the fan on.
I'm just like...
Switch the fan off, kids.
No and no. Right, let's just see. So shiny side is your sticky side. Which one did I decide on in the end? This one.
Yeah, not the folded one.
I've got that one spare. Do another one. There we are. Ooh. And then do you know what, Jem? As soon as I've cut these out and pressed them, I'm turning this iron off. Because this isn't helping the warmth in the studio. Can't have a fan on because it'll disturb all the noise situation. Lovely Lizzie Curtis, I don't think even went live last night because it was too hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
John's closed his shop today.
He has, yeah. And the post office has decided not to take any post until Wednesday. The postmen have decided they're just not going to work.
Well, apparently
there was some kind
of strike thing due to happen anyway, and then there wasn't, and then there was. And so the lady in the post office thinks it's probably just because it's hot they've decided to have their strike after all.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, why not? Why not? If in doubt, have a strike, right? Don't get any ideas, Gemma.
I don't need to have a strike. I've got some time off booked anyway, so we're all fine. I mean, my kind of time off, you know, where I switch on my laptop in the morning and do a bit and then switch it back off again.
It's the joy of freelance.
That kind of time off that I have.
Yes. Yes, you and I have the same sort of ideas for time off, don't we?
Yeah,
right.
Work ethic.
Now, if you have a Creative Grids Hexi tool, then use it right now. And if you don't worry. Just use normal ruler. But it does help. I'm just going to use it just to mark a 1/4 of an inch on every single corner.
Nice.
All right. You can do this with, you know, any normal thing, but it just, I've got it here to hand, and it just glides into the corners nicely. Bigger than it could be. Do you know what? If you've got the Hexi trim tool though, you can absolutely make your own templates with this and just do it a bit smaller. If you don't want it quite as big. Jem, you know how we tell everyone never to throw away the instructions?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see now, can't you? I clip them on with a quilter's tape.
Yes, I use a little quilter's clip. Clip mine on.
Yeah. Oops.
Then you don't lose them.
No, absolutely.
I bet loads of people just pull the packaging off and throw it in the bin.
Well, we do have people saying, you said there were instructions and there aren't. And we're like,
That little black thing has to be, because otherwise we wouldn't know which one it was to pack it. It's inside that shrink wrap.
Yeah. We've all done it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So this just helps you with your sewing in a little bit. Just going to make them bigger so the camera can see them. Right, I think I must confess that I probably suffered with hay fever the amount of sniffing this morning.
Yep.
I've spent many summers denying any kind of hay fever and just thinking
Guy's
that
the same.
I've always got a cold coming.
Guy says this, he'll have a cold, but conveniently only that lasts, a couple of hours, and normally when he's exposed to pollen. And he goes, I've never had hay fever. It's not hay fever. I've never had hay fever.
I've never had hay fever either.
We had this discussion in front of his brother the other week, and Jim went, are you joking? You had terrible hay fever when we were kids.
Oh. Well, there you go. That's
Which
just.
I laughed heartily, and Guy was like, I didn't. He went, yes, you did. It was awful. You were really bad with it.
Oh. So if you are using a
dear.
1/2 metre, open it out. And if it's directional, which this one isn't, but do it anyway, just fold it the other way. And this is your most economical way to get your fabric out.
Gorgeous.
Oh, steam.
Once you'd worked out your templates yesterday, the actual making of
It's
this was
quite whizzy.
remarkably simple
Yeah,
and quick.
no, it is. It is remarkably quick
I
and
was
simple.
absolutely delighted because,
So was I.
as
So I
most
wanted
people
to
know,
get
I have,
home.
surly teenagers. And they're very difficult to sew for.
They're just difficult.
Well, they are. They're very difficult to sew for. You sort of think of something lovely and then they pull a face. But this, Meg went mental when she saw this last night.
Did she?
Absolutely
Did she like it?
Loved it.
Amazing.
She was like, oh my gosh, have you made me this? No.
No.
She went, what? But you made it though. Can I have it? I was like, no, I haven't made it. What's it doing here then if you haven't made it? I said, it's from work. I brought it home to take photos.
Photograph it in our
taking it
beautiful
back
new
again.
garden, child.
So yeah.
Oh dear.
She's like, I said, I can make one though. She went, good.
Right, get your beans, if you're filling with beans, off Amazon. I looked into supplying them for you. I cannot beat Amazon prices. I can't do it. I can't do free postage. I can't do any of that.
No.
So I put my hands up when I'm a bit beaten and go, can't do it. So that's what I would really recommend that you do. That's what I'll be doing to fill these. Do that. And what was the other thing I was going to say?
We had a good combo, didn't we?
We did. Because it depends how light. If you fill it with beans, it's going to be incredibly light. And you can throw it around.
Yep.
You can have it in the back of your car
Yep.
if you go off camping or anything like that. And then you've got something really comfy. It's not heavy, blah, blah. By the way, look how much you're going to have left of each fabric.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah. So you could do different fat quarters all the way around.
Beautiful.
Would also be a thing.
Beautiful.
So that's 2 of that one there.
But yeah, we were having a conversation, weren't we?
Yeah, about stuff that goes into landfill that doesn't need to go into
No.
landfill. And obviously I'm in the middle of moving house, and going through my linen cupboard, I realised that a lot of our pillows have discoloured.
Yeah.
A lot of our bedding's discoloured.
Yeah.
What do I do with it? Some I took down to the Dog's Trust. That's fine. But they don't want anything with any kind of fill in case the dog rips it and then they've got feathers or whatnot all over their kennels. So I get that. That's fair enough. And so the other thing then that we thought is using, or if you put in an invisible zip down one side, then you can use it for storage of spare duvets.
You can.
And stuff like that, and really make it a practical make.
Yeah.
Because where I'm moving to, I am downsizing massively.
You are.
And I'm not going to have the privilege of a separate sewing room or anything like that.
No.
In fact, I'm trying to work out cunning ways to have a cutting, like a place to have a cutting mat and stuff. And I think I might have designed something that folds up onto the wall.
Nice.
To pull down.
Great.
Got to talk to my carpenter this
You
afternoon
have
about
to
that.
get clever, don't you? You know, this is the thing. But to be able to store, like you say, spare bedding in a spare room inside this.
And it'd be colourful and beautiful and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And possibly something that people will then discuss.
Yeah. But I, you know, frequently I'll have old clothes, old curtains, things like that, and you just think they're not useful to anyone else. I'm not putting them in landfill, so I end up with this heap of stuff. Especially if you've got clothing that perhaps has got stains on it, or it's not suitable for going to the charity shop or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, I quite like a firm poof.
Oh, a firm poof.
A firm
But also
poof.
your fabric scraps can go in these.
Yes.
You know, that is the other thing. You know, you can, like I do the bolster cushions and fill them with my fabric scraps.
You do?
This is another one that can have those filled in as well.
Yeah.
It's all going to work. Do you know what I wish I'd done, Jem? I wish I'd made a proper template. Now that I know I'm going to be doing this a lot. So what colours is Meg going to have for hers?
Well, there you go. That's going to be the conversation, isn't it? Because now...
Or do you just give it to her as a fait accompli?
Well, now I've gone from she loved it to she knows I can make one, so she's going to start obsessing and being all, you know, pain in the backside over choosing fabrics, no doubt.
Last one! So this is a proper start to finish make that you're getting before your very eyes. Like magic, Gemma. Like magic. But this is really perfect for any of those fabrics. In fact, I'm now thinking about all the Lisa Chandler fabrics that have got, you know, the stripes on.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Oh, they'd be gorgeous.
Oh, SJ's been doing a bit of detective work for us on the old Facebook situation.
Oh, right,
When you land on our page, it used to say that we were live. That was the thing. It was very helpful.
Thanks,
but they've done an
Facebook.
update. And as part of the update, annoyingly, they seem to have taken that away. Now, the reason some of you could see us and some couldn't is if you have clicked to say you're interested in an event, then that notification will come up and you'll get to see the videos more easily, apparently. So, yeah, frustrating as it is.
That understand tech.
If you, if you look at the Natasha Makes page and you click the events tab, you'll see all the forthcoming shows scheduled there.
Yeah, so we do get them scheduled quite well in advance.
We do. But if you want to click those, we've got the next couple on there, and then we've got to schedule another half a month and so on and so forth. So we do schedule a good few weeks ahead normally.
Just going to step to the side and cut these, it's easier. Right, okay, that is everything cut out and ready to go. And then you've just got to decide what order you want everything in. So these are your side pieces. So I'm going to go, see, I love how that just picks up that. One and two, and then that one on the end. And I'm going to do them in trios. So these will go right sides together. Pin, 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 because you're going to be changing direction. And if you need to mark your 1/4 inches at every turn, then do. Absolutely do. And we are also going to start 1/4 inch down. So if you want to get out your little ruler and mark them all off again, then you can. And just know where those are going to be, that 1/4 inch. And that is your swivel point when you are sewing these. Okay. Do I have a colour that is a bright pink? Yes, I do. You know how some people always keep theirs threaded up in a neutral colour? Mine's been bright pink now for about a week, and everything's worked. Yeah. What does that say about me?
Well, about you and the current temperature. Scorchio, therefore it works.
Scorchio. Here we go. So.
Oh, Pat's asking for a bit of maths that we...
Maths?
We don't... Yes.
What?
I don't know how I calculate this, Natasha.
What? Oh, gosh.
How many cubic feet of polystyrene balls are needed to fill the cushion? So...
I told you someone would ask us.
Yes, you did. Yesterday we said someone's going to want to know how many whatevers, bags of polystyrene balls, etc. You buy a goodly sized big sack of it, don't you?
And
because that is the cheapest way to purchase.
Bearing in mind that also part of that did 1.5 of the size that, is it 5 cubic meters that I bought, and I bought 2 of those and did, you know, the Aussie Ottoman.
Yeah.
I filled an Aussie Ottoman with 1.5 of those,
which is chunky, isn't it?
Yeah, and then so one of those would have done this. I would say, hang on. Do you know what I'm going to do? Bear with me, guys. I know this isn't exactly interesting, but
no, talk about yourselves, everyone.
I'm going to go into
have a
my
little look and just see
Amazon
what she
history
ordered.
and see what it was I ordered, because that's the best way. Search orders. Polystyrene. I ordered 6 foot. I'm going to share it to Facebook.
Oh, excellent. There we go.
Share. And I think one of those would do it. But I think you can get them like the next day. So if it's not enough, to get another one. And again, it depends how full you would like it. Has that gone up? Has that done it?
I'll have a look.
I don't know. There we go. So that should be on my Natasha Makes page for anybody that wants the link. We can edit that, I'm sure, at some point. So then you're going to open it out. Then add your next one.
Oh, do you know what it is today?
What is it today?
50 years today
since
my parents got together.
Ah.
I know. So my dad
50
says.
years. Wow.
Must be true.
That is incredible.
Yep.
And your mother's celebrating with COVID.
Poor mum
Eds.
has got the vid.
Again, how many times has that she said it now?
At least 3.
Poor
I
Eds.
know.
Doesn't seem fair, does it, somewhat?
No. Bless her. She has fibromyalgia, but she's really poorly with her back at the moment as well. She's got serious stuff going on and is waiting for a very important appointment. And she, bless her, yesterday.
Oh no,
I was chatting to her and she said, I feel so rotten. I just feel so rotten. Mind you, at least it's taking my mind off my back.
You know, every cloud, right?
I know.
Poor Eds.
Oh dear.
Got to look for the bright side, right? That's where we're at there. Okay, so then stitching down the other. I did these in 3s just because that was.
Yeah.
Then I knew that I'd got the same repeat.
Yes, because you wanted them to be
Yeah.
sort of alternating.
But if you're
didn't you?
doing just 2 different colours,
Oh yeah.
then
Pairs.
just sew them in pairs and then just sew them together. Or just keep whacking one, and you know it doesn't really matter. That's just. Oh, what does matter is putting the foot back down before you sew. That matters.
I don't feel quite so bad about our inability to calculate, off the top of our heads, the cubic capacity of the beanbag.
Because there are other people that do better maths than we do.
Well, and Claire Angelina says that her dad tried to work out how to make the correct size beanbag for their stash of beans. The calculations he'd done were correct, but he didn't take into account how fabric drapes and folds and naturally forms a ball shape.
Yeah.
So he'd worked it out as if the fabrics were pieces of wood.
Yes.
So it was miles too big.
It doesn't. That's
too big.
the thing.
And he's an architect.
Yeah.
So if he's an
feeling
architect,
a little bit
he
better.
can do the old cubic capacity thing a lot better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
And even he couldn't get it right with fabric.
Yeah.
And the answer as well, It really does depend on how firmly you want these things.
Well, that's just it. So
I'd want it more firmly stuffed than you would.
For Ian's poof, his ottoman that I made him, that's really firmly filled. But for the one that we've got in the office, for the kids, that's less firmly filled because they like to fall into it, and that's where they sit and they read their books. Or Gemma sits and loads stuff, as I found her yesterday.
She found me in the middle of the warehouse underneath the big ceiling fan.
Yeah.
On the floor in a peat bag surrounded by fabric. Tap, 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 tap. I was loading bolt ends, you know, everybody. So our bolt end sale continues. I was loading some more. They're getting snapped up, and then I load some more and they get snapped up again. So I have tagged some of them into today's collection. Some of the ones we've got left. So have a little rummage and see.
Hurrah! So each time I get to one of those changes in angles, foot down, swivel round. This is a beginner project, Gemma.
Yeah.
Because it's straight line sewing. And if you don't have a rotary cutter, you could use a pair of scissors. You could. And as you can see, it is coming together. A treat. I can't wait to see this. It's going to be so different, isn't it, from the other one? Do you know what, actually? I might have one of these in my in my flat. Do you know what else I was thinking about doing with these? Making it out of Odile velvet.
Oh, it'd be gorgeous, wouldn't it?
Just saying. Speaking of which,
we found some stuff.
We found some more. So because I am obviously having a life purge and getting rid of pretty much everything in my house to downsize, and then that's kind of had a knock-on effect in the warehouse. I'm like, right, we're clearing anything we don't need immediately. We found they were just on top of the shelves, and I don't know why they were there.
Well, some will have been where we've underloaded by one unit just to make sure we've had no cutting errors, because we don't like to load all of our stock, because if something got miscut and then we can't supply, we feel really bad.
And also because we cut generously. We always cut a little bit over the metre.
So we underload by a couple of units.
We have one unit of the supple velvet.
Some of these were held back though, Tash, because you wanted some held back for your own makes. But as you've just said, you do need a life purge. You haven't got time to use all of the fabric, so Natasha's loss can be your gain, everybody.
So we've got one unit of the Odile supple velvet, Little Mice in Rose. That was gorgeous.
Isn't it?
I've made all sorts of stuff out of that. And in fact, you know what I've got half made down there is a little snood for Emily out of the blue one. I've got one in the green. 1 metre in the green.
Love it.
You haven't got any spare in the blue because that's what I did my samples in. 1 unit.
Oh,
now this is a ½ metre piece. How stunning is that?
It's just beautiful.
I mean,
and if you've not felt Odile's velvets before, the first ones were the supple velvet, which
hang on a minute, Gem. I'm not being funny.
Oh, oh, look at you, all over the place. Don't get eyeing it up now. I've offered it out there.
But that would be gorgeous.
What, in your new flat? Don't make me take it off stock when you've shown it to everybody.
Is that all we've got left of that one?
Yes.
Okay.
So if somebody wants it, Natasha,
so you would. Do you know what I would do then? In the other bit of it, you know, we've got the irises, haven't we?
I think
in the blue or the red. I would do those as the panels in between.
I hope very much that we've got some left now you've said it, you see.
Oh, that's just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Would make a beautiful thing, wouldn't it?
It would make a beautiful thing. I want to make a beautiful thing, Gemma.
So yes, the mice are supple velvet.
Got it in red as
so
well.
they're kind of soft, aren't they, Tash?
Yeah.
Be lovely for
they drape.
Soft baby makes, dressmaking-y type.
Yeah, so I would back that in a bit of fleece or anything like that, and that's the blanket made. That's all I did for the snuggle blanket. This, however, this can be used for upholstery, bag making, just perfect. It's just got a little
firmer.
bit more.
You wouldn't dress make with this.
No. Although jackets have been made.
They have, yeah.
By Odile and have been made. rather gorgeous. And then, oh, what's this craziness?
Oh, Queen's musician.
Oh,
musician.
gosh.
Got my teeth in a minute, I tell you.
Oh, that's stunning, isn't it? And I've got, I've got a half metre of that. Ooh. Ooh. And I've got a half metre of this one as well in a different colourway. Oh, that's rather gorgeous, isn't it?
The Queen's Musicians is a absolute beauty, isn't it? Gorgeous, gorgeous.
I mean, you could alternate. Ooh, all the ideas. So yes, if you would like those, please do get them before I change my mind, and immediately ask Gemma to take them off and keep them all for me again. But yeah, these would be, and do take a look at the other velvets that we've got, because they would all be suitable for these projects. Right, shall we carry on sewing, Gemma, before I get carried away?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a little forwards and backwards stitch. And then, it's unusual for me to pin, isn't it, Jem? But I am going to pin everything next. If you want your poof a little firm around the sides, then you can interface these with your medium weight interfacing. That is also a thing. There we go. So then we are going to simply sew the two halves together. Now, if you've gone and done anything directional, then just make sure that you are happy with the general direction that everything is going in as you then start to sew these together. That's the only thing you've got to really watch out for, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really.
And like you say, just making sure that first 1/4 of an inch and the last 1/4 of an inch aren't sewn.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just goes together a treat, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes. And the only reason that we're not sewing those is just to help them turn when we sew the lid on and the base on. Now, what I would say about the lid is, if you have got kids that are going to run on it and jump on it, either make an inner lining for your beans, or, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
It is true.
Can you imagine? Don't want to imagine.
Yeah.
The level of mummy frustration that would be rolling out at that particular moment
Would be intense.
off the scale. Yeah.
And it's only because I can imagine Freddie's school, bless them, described him as an over-exuberant Labrador puppy. That was how they describe him, and that he's basically sunshine, but doesn't know his own size, because he's, you know,
Like the current heat wave.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he is, you know, he is basically the size of a 12-year-old at 8.
Yeah.
And as such, his spatial awareness isn't all that. Or he just doesn't know his own strength. So he gives you a hug and it's like, oh! And so, yeah, I just have visions of him leaping on one of these.
Yes.
And it going everywhere. So if you want to either shorten your stitch length, or if you want to go around twice with your stitches, like, that's the thing you can do. Just to reinforce. So there are ways that you can prevent small 8-year-old boys bursting everything. Bless them. You could overlock this. This could be an overlock project.
It could.
As well. If you've got an overlocker, then maybe look at doing that.
But it might be that you want to, design a inner bag.
Well, I'd just do an inner bag exactly the
zip.
same.
Yeah. And we've got a zip, haven't we? If you wanted to do an inner bag and put a zip on your outer and then have to...
We've got an invisible zip, actually. That was how all this started. as well was I thought I was going to do a really big one and put an invisible zip in. And then I thought, actually, do you know what? Just pop it in from the top and there's no need for the zip. But if you want to store big things like duvets or whatever in, and actually look, we've got this. This photograph's like royal blue. Purple just does.
Yeah.
It just does. There's nothing we can do about it.
No.
But that is the purple, and it goes beautifully actually with this fabric. It also goes beautifully with all of that fabric.
It does.
But it just looks royal blue on the photo.
Yes.
So please be aware. In fact, maybe we should put a little warning on there somewhere just to say, what am I doing, Jem?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, here we go. Possibly don't stop pinning halfway through and lose your place.
I'm going to make one of these in my caravan fabrics to go away with the caravan. I'm going to
Amazing.
make one in the Anna Maria Horner to go in my garden because it looked so nice in my garden that clearly it needs to live there.
It needs to live there.
Yep. I'm going to make
Well-
quite a few of these, you know. They are such... It's annoying when you can sew, but you can't think of something to make for people who wouldn't normally have a handmade gift. You know what I mean
Okay,
by
so
that?
the
Like
thing-
for
yeah.
teenagers.
And also the thing that I'm thinking of is that in our new home, the kids have got really big bedrooms.
Yeah.
I have the smallest bedroom because I just figure the kids are going to do kids stuff
Yeah,
in
yeah.
their bedroom, right? So that's all fine. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to sleep in mine. But when people come over and seating is limited, actually, if they've got one of these each in their bedrooms, they can then just bring them out and they can sit on the floor on these.
Yeah. Definitely.
Maybe I need to make Emily one out of the Emily Bell Liberty fabrics.
That'd be so pretty.
That'd be beautiful.
Really pretty.
And then I could applique a unicorn on the top.
And this is the thing, every single one you make would look different.
Yeah.
It would, you know, like we said before, if you use those linens, be a completely different
Oh,
look,
it'd be
wouldn't
so
it?
stylish, wouldn't it?
Really stylish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
very exciting.
Right, so we are done on
Look
the
at
sides.
this.
They really, honestly, I reckon you can bosh one out in an hour and a bit.
Looks like a fabulous skirt. I feel like you should put a waistband on it. Go trotting down
Like
the
one of
calf.
those big
Yeah, yeah. One of them.
plum.
Peplum? Yeah.
One of those. This is going in. Right, pins.
You could, if you wanted firmer sides, you could have interfaced those as well, couldn't
Yeah, I
you?
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we've covered that.
Thought so.
Yeah. Now, as I put this on, I'll do one up for Lisa Chandler one as well.
Yeah. That's what Meg might end up having, you know.
Lisa Chandler one.
We haven't got any dragons fabric left, and I'm not sure how much dragons I've got.
Oh, but the top
She
in
loves
dragons.
the green dragon. She loves the green dragons.
So this allows you to move. I'm going to pin there or thereabouts by that dot. I'm also going to pin somewhere in the middle and then towards the edge there. And then I'm also going to pin in that middle. Okay, spin it around. This side here. And again, you can check because I'm checking each time that side lines up all the way along, and it does. If that is out, then just go in and just correct it. There we go. Yeah, that might have just solved all my my seating issues in my house.
Good-o.
And again, for the kids, I probably won't fill it too firmly, so it's more like a beanbag. I know that they will also then be thrown around the house like some kind of projectile something.
Oh, they'll throw them at each other for sure.
Well, yeah, obviously. I'm just thinking about all the dinosaur fabrics that we've got. And the fish fabrics.
Louise Blackwell's just joined us. She says, what pattern are you using, please? Louise, welcome.
This
Good
one,
morning.
I done it yesterday.
This is our newest pattern, the boho poof.
Yep.
And you'll find this on natashamakes.com.
But having said that, you see, Gemma, if you did this in really smart fabrics, it's not going to look very boho, is it?
No.
Have we just
Well,
pigeonholed it?
I think it still will because it's got that hexiness to it.
Is hexy boho?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Is it? Okay. Need to know these things. Okay, so you can see I've mispinned there.
Oh, Ali Barton says she's been up with
Do you
Barney
know,
since
I was
4:30
just
a.m.
thinking about Ali B, thinking she'd
Aww.
been quiet today.
Yeah, she says, good morning all. I've been tentatively
Morning.
watching with the captions on while my friend had an early coffee. Warming up here in Staffs Moorlands. Been up with Barney since 4:30, so
Oh,
we'll be going back to bed in a
Barney.
while. I've been up since just before 4. Ping, morning the world. So up I got and got various things done.
Do you know, I don't think I actually went to sleep last night. It was
No.
ridiculous, wasn't it? There we go. And now I'm just going to sew
One more thing.
all the way around.
And saying, morning everyone, where have you put these on the website, please? And you'll find them on the Watch Live page. So you can, everything's on the Watch Live page. I've just given the zips a poke so that they've gone further up the page if you're referring
okay.
specifically to the zips. So yes.
I've just managed to spell that all down me. Amazing.
Oh, you've already got something on your top anyway. So it's all fine. I know it was
Have
good
I?
fluff. It must have been. It's gone now. The big black thing there earlier. I just thought it was, a bit of pen or something, which would be your normal.
My normal thing, yeah. or a bit of Maud slime, Maud love.
She always does that to me when I'm wearing black.
Yeah.
I leave here looking like I've been crawled all over by a giant snail.
Moving to Cornwall, I have managed to find. Oh, okay. So needle down. I'm gonna
Yes.
lift the lever. I'm going to change the angle so you can see what I'm about to do. I am flipping the fabric underneath it, okay, and swooshing it out of the way. This is my pivot point, and now I'm going to go again. Pivot point, up, swivel, floof your fabric out from underneath it. Should we add that into the instructions, Jem, to floof fabric away
Floof.
from underneath it? Yeah.
We have said, but not the word floof.
Okay.
Lovely Margaret Smith is saying that she will have a go at the calculation if we give her the length of a hexie edge and the height of a side bit. She'll have a go at the calculation for us, bless her. Thank you, Margaret.
Thanks,
Very
Margaret.
kind.
I'm not sure if life is too short. Just grab it. Do you know what? If you end up with a bit too much beanbag fill, then either make something else or make loads of the tablet stands. I mean, I know that we called them eco tablet stands because we filled them with buckwheat, but you can fill them with this as well.
Of course you can.
As I used to before I discovered buckwheat. There we go. Okay, you are going to repeat exactly that, but leave one side. Start to sew along one side, leave a gap, sew to the other. So you've done sort of that much from the spots that you've drawn on. But I'm just going to show you at this point. Do turn it out, and
Make sure you haven't caught anything.
just check your corners. Oh, it's a bit fab, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I loves it. So just check those corners and make sure that you haven't got any holes or anything. Last thing that you want. Yeah, they are all fine. And so then Yeah, do exactly the same for the bottom, but leave a lovely gap so that you can fill it, and then just hand stitch shut. And I ladder stitch down one side and then ladder stitch back again, so I've double stitched it, and that's been the thing for me.
I love ladder stitch.
Now you see, it doesn't matter now which way up this goes really, because it's got a beautiful top. That's, you know, that could be the bottom, doesn't matter. If you want these to be directional, then that's absolutely fine. I don't, you know, when they're abstract like that, I don't think it really matters.
No.
Either way.
No.
Doesn't matter. But this will be either top or bottom. There we go. It doesn't matter much, like the other one did have a definite direction, but even so, you know, you can always, if you're worried about direction, do one half going one way and the other half going the other, and then it's always going to be the right way up, isn't it? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what I would do. And that's it. That's it. I'm just going to repeat exactly what I've done for that, and then get a friend to help you fill it in the bath. Make yourself a funnel out of an A4 piece of paper. We had all the fun, didn't we, Gemma?
We did. Loads of fun. Claire Angelina said she did a history of fashion course and she still doesn't know what boho is.
No, none of us do.
Bohemian. It's very kind of hippy dippy, flowy.
You, Gem.
Yeah, boho.
That is you.
And it says she didn't mean the, oh, okay. She meant the fabric that you were just showing. What fabric?
Which ones? We've shown all the fabric in all the world.
And the fabrics that Natasha's currently working with, in which case I'll make sure that those get a poke up to nearer the top. Or do you mean perhaps the Odils that she showed not long ago, the velvety ones? They're in the collection too.
Yeah, but bear in mind there's only one each of them,
Yes.
so, you know, when they're gone, they are gone. Well, I rather love this. Oh, I'm really pleased. And do you know what I'm really most pleased about, which is an unlooked for thing? I hadn't even thought
It was
for a second that the blue in the butterfly would be picked out by that. But just look at the placement. It's a complete accident. But that's what I love about these fabrics. And then these, all these teals that come down into this. And then you've got these hot orange. Oh,
Gorgeous,
yeah.
isn't it?
Love it.
Can we talk a little bit about what you did yesterday as well? Because we've had people say about how lovely that is. And
Oh, the duffel bag.
yes.
So this wasn't my pattern at all. This was from the Ruby Star
It was.
Society. And this is the duffel. Now this doesn't use any interfacing or anything like that, but it does use 2 meters of linen for the outside and then a meter of interfacing. And the only reason you need 2 meters is because
Hang on, sorry,
you've
Tasha,
got
a metre of plain. You said interfacing.
plain, sorry. Yeah,
It's all right,
no
for
interfacing.
lining.
Plain lining. Thank you, Gemma.
It's all right, darling.
Is because you end up doing meters and meters and meters of handles. Now, I did just want to actually, thank you for reminding me, talk about the zip because we didn't quite get around to that yesterday. But the zip. So this is my lining fabric and sewn my circles in. Now, at the top, what you're going to do is turn your fabric over by 1/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch, place it 3/4 of an inch either side of that centre piece at the top, and just press back 3 inches along with that 1/4 of an inch seam. What that does, and I can show you in here, this is stuffed with a bit of stuffing, but just bear in mind, it just means that your lining then goes in, and use your quilter's tape, okay? It goes in right sides together. You will leave a turning through gap in the base of your lining. All the instructions are really, really clear. But yeah, so right sides together, and then you're going to top stitch it from the top.
Lovely.
Okay. And it does just leave you a little bit, I don't think I did it this end, a little bit to just then hand stitch there. But that's the gap that you've left to allow that zip to sit in there. And then you just sew up your turning through gap. Ta-da!
It's such a professional looking item, that.
That's going to be my new gym bag.
And it wasn't like it was a horribly difficult make, is it?
No, it took a little bit of time. Like it's going to take you a morning to do.
Yeah, it's not a throw it together in 30 minutes effort, but
No, because it is worth. It's worth doing the the 5 runs of stitching, because then it's very cleverly done, because then when you stitch those handles on, your stitch line runs along on top of, so it's not
Beautiful.
it just sits really nicely. The hardware is on its way to us. It is on a delayed dispatch. It's really hard to get 1.5" hardware. That's the other thing that we discovered.
Yeah. So you've done that for everybody.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
trying to find that was no fun.
It was no fun.
All.
It took a lot of time. Yes, but it is there and it is done. See, look, I've even remembered my turning through gap in the base there.
Proud we are.
So I will finish that one off actually, because that's a lovely make. So there we go. That is that.
Just for those of you who did miss yesterday's show, of course you can watch that back. But
Always.
it is called the Rain Duffel, not rain as in raining, but rain as in the Queen.
The Queen.
The Queen
Yes.
raining. We have a few kits, and it really is a few left that I have posted in today's collection. When you go to our Watch Live page, if you scroll down, there's a button you can click that says All Products. Click that, because
It'll all be there.
you will not see everything otherwise. You'll see a little bit.
You see like 3 and think, oh, there's something there. No, there is.
Just a few little products.
There is.
No, if you click View All Products, you'll see all the fabulous fabrics that have been on today, the pattern for today, and also those kits from yesterday, and the hardware as well.
Hooray! There you go. We will be back tomorrow with Jane. What's Jane making tomorrow?
Is she listening to us?
I don't know.
She's going to appear.
Is it the Lisa Chandler big one?
Jane tomorrow. Jane? She's coming. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I can hear the pitter-patter
The little pitter-patter
of Jane feet.
No, it's not a massive one. It's a nicely sized one, but it is a Lisa.
It is a Lisa one.
It is a Lisa. It's charming, you know. Charming, this make, isn't it, Jane? Charming. Charming one. But it's not huge.
Gorgeous. Yes, yes.
It's a good size.
Thank you, Jane.
In more than one colourway. So this is Charming Australia.
There you go. That is tomorrow's make.
I mean, it will be if it's the other way around, but that's fine.
That way?
Yes. Gorgeous.
Oh, it's a bit lovely, isn't it?
Really
Oh,
lovely.
it's a bit lovely. So that will be on tomorrow's show with our Stitchy Witch at 10 o'clock tomorrow, by which time it should be raining.
Well, absolutely. It's forecast, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Ali B says, well done for working in this heat, ladies. Gorgeous make and catch up. Oh, nice.
It's our pleasure. We will see you tomorrow. So take care. Lots of love. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Even if it means that you might be a second late for your show. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.